Cambridge Film Festival is a lively and exciting event in central Cambridge for filmmakers and audience members from anywhere in the world. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Lily, and we interviewed Christina, the operations manager of the Cambridge Film Festival, to see what makes the festival so important to Cambridge.
And we also wanted to see whether streaming sites such as Netflix have an impact on local annual film festivals, such as the Cambridge Film Festival.
Hi Christina, thank you so much for agreeing to talk to us today and joining us in the studio.
Hello, I've been involved in the festival for 6 years now. I started as an intern and as a volunteer, and then my role progressed. So my job at the festival is I deal with the organization side of things. I write funding applications and deal with sponsorship relations, which are very important to make the festival happen as well. I deal with the hospitality, so I'm in charge of the guests and the visiting filmmakers and helping them have a good experience at the festival. The Cambridge Film Festival was founded in 1977, so in 2020 we will celebrate our 40th year. And some people in Cambridge don't know that, but it's the third longest running festival in the UK. So I think we are very lucky to have such an event in Cambridge. And I think, cultural events like the Cambridge Film Festival and like others such as this one just make cities much more vibrant, more interesting. Sometimes we just, take these things for granted and don't realize how lucky we are to have a festival like this one. And so, it's been running for 40 years and it's a very international festival. It's not a specialized festival, but it has everything for everyone. We have films that, if it wasn't for the festival, would never get shown. And I think that's a very important thing that festivals do. They just make films available to people that wouldn't otherwise find an audience.
How did you get involved with the Cambridge Film Festival?
I've always been involved in film. It's one of my passions. And when I moved to Cambridge, the first thing I did was to look for things related to film. And I came across the Cambridge Film Festival. They had a Catalan section. I'm Catalan, I'm from Barcelona. So I was very interested to discover that in Cambridge there was a specific strand talking about Catalan film. I got involved because of that. And that was a lot of fun because I was living in Cambridge, away from my country. And I had the opportunity to meet Catalan people here that I perhaps wouldn't have met if I was in Catalonia. I started collaborating with the festival and I just fell in love with it, I think it's such a vibrant festival. You get to know loads of people. You get to have all these interesting conversations and just meet like-minded people. And I think that really the human experience around the Cambridge Film Festival, I think it's just fantastic.
What is a typical day like at the Cambridge Film Festival?
We normally start with the Family Film Festival, which is great because it's a dedicated section to families and children. And so basically when we open the doors at 9:30, we have all these crazy kids and mums and dads entering the cinema. And then around the screenings, there are lots of crafts tables and educational activities for children. So it's very nice to see, the little ones enjoying the festival because they are the audiences of the future. Then we have more like adults and young people experiencing the festival. We are not a red carpet event. We're an audience-focused event. And for us, it's all about the people encountering the filmmakers and encountering great films. It's a very approachable festival. Then in the evening, it gets particularly busy because that's when we have, our biggest films and all that. But every day is pretty intense. We finish around 11 p.m. So it's like, 16 or 17-hour shifts. So it's pretty long and it lasts for 8 days. So, we need to make sure we have enough energy.
Do streaming sites such as Netflix affect local film festivals? And if so, how?
The Cambridge Film Festival has a good relationship with Netflix, and every year we try to screen some films from Netflix because these are films that otherwise won't get a chance to be seen on the big screen. So we think it's important. I am critical with Netflix sometimes, but at the same time, I think it has helped loads of people to interact with film. Film can be quite expensive, and Netflix really allows you to have, this resource which gives you access to loads of films at a very low price. And it has helped filmmakers to produce film. It's helping filmmakers to be in touch with like a bigger audience, and it's helping young people as well. I think Netflix will never be able to offer the same thing that the cinema experience can offer, because cinema is all about the collective experience, also about almost a collective catharsis of watching something together. Well, I don't know if it's happened to you guys, but sometimes, it's about going with your friends to watch a film and then, having this immersive experience that almost changes your life and then talking about it for hours. And I think there's something very magical about the shared experience, about the dark room, about, the big screen, which Netflix will never be able to offer. So I think that's why it's very important that cinema grows strong alongside Netflix. I want to think that they serve different purposes and they serve different, not different audiences, but they serve different purposes really. So I want to believe that both of them will be able to develop alongside one another. Obviously there's competition, obviously. I'd like to think that if people come to the cinema, they'll understand it's a different experience. So hopefully they'll get different things out from both.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Christina.
This festival is uniquely run by volunteers that have a passion for cinema. It has a positive effect on the audience of the festival and the volunteers and interns. This is an event where friendships are formed, which is truly amazing.
As of March 24th, 2020, the UK has been on lockdown along with many other countries in the world because of COVID-19. We're back with Christina to talk about the effect of the pandemic and what it has on the film industry.
So how do you think that the coronavirus has affected you, Christina?
There's a lot of uncertainty at the moment. The cultural sector is badly affected by COVID-19, and we are all having to constantly reassess our events, see what support is available from the government, see how we can adapt our activities, see how we can move the timeline of our events so it can happen potentially in the future. So, it has completely shaken everybody, I think. It's an unprecedented situation, so nobody knows exactly what's going to happen.
How do you think it has affected the film industry, or do you think it will affect it?
Well, I think the film industry will be very affected by the virus. Well, to start with, loads of film festivals have already cancelled or have at least postponed. Cannes being one of them, or the BFI Flare being one of them as well. Film festivals rely on this communal experience, and today social distance is the norm. So, they have been hit at its core in a way. Then, loads of festivals, or some of them, are trying to find online solutions, trying to see whether they can put their programs online and, exploring some creative ideas around that are happening as well. But the reality is that it's a fragile industry. Some smaller festivals have difficulties in keeping the staff on board. There are loads of freelancers who are being affected by the lack of work. So the reality is that it's a difficult time for film festivals. They also rely on, international traveling, international connections, and all this is sort of like on hold and not allowed at the moment. So it's truly very affected.
It feels like so much of our lives have been shut down because of this. The cinema offers a positive human connectedness which has been taken away from us for the time being. Do you think there are any positives that can be derived from this after this is all over?
Well, I want to think so, because clearly people these days are enjoying films from their home. They are following their favorite artists on Instagram Lives and Facebook Lives. They are reading loads of books. They're enjoying culture a lot. The arts are really important these days to keep people entertained and happy. So what I really hope is that after this is all over, people, will have understood how important arts and culture are, and will, go to the cinema again, go to the concerts, and just, enjoy all these communal experiences that bring us together and make the most of it.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Christina, for joining us.
I can't say I'm very busy at the moment. Keep safe and keep happy.
We really hope that the Cambridge Film Festivals and festivals all across the country can continue, as they really help local filmmakers and the community.